Hello and welcome, Bobcat fans. Thank you for joining us tonight as PCS has traveled to Gallman, Mississippi to challenge the Copiah Academy Colonels. By now, you probably know me, Nathan Dancy, and my broadcast partner, Drew Smith, who we will hear from shortly. First, let's visit on how these two teams arrived at this point in their season. PCS enters tonight on a 4-game win streak. The Bobcats opened the year with a loss to perennial power Jackson Academy, but has since rattled off wins against Simpson, Columbia, Germantown High, and last week defeating East Rankin Academy to begin their district schedule 1-0. All along the way, averaging 43 points a contest and racking up over 600 yards of offense in the last two games. Copiah comes in tonight in a bit of a rebuilding year of the program. The Colonels are still searching for their first win of the 2012 campaign and are averaging around 10 points a game. Drew, tell us what we should expect from the Colonels tonight.
Well, you just mentioned that they're still searching for their first win. Copiah is 0-5 coming to this ball game, so obviously, they're going to be hungry. They want to win. It's kind of, it just hurts your pride a little bit to go through 5 games and not win a game. But I guess the word, I don't know, I wouldn't say inexperienced so much. They've got some starters that returned from last year. Six on offense, 7 on defense. I guess the main thing that they're struggling to find is a go-to player. Their go-to player last year was Kelton Smith. Thinking back to that game, Smith he returned. I know one kickoff for a touchdown against us last year, and losing a player like that. Smith had over 2,500 yards of total offense. When you combine receiving, rushing, and whatever he did, he just totally was their offense. And I guess when you lose a player like that, you just you struggle, and you got to find somebody to fill his spot or people to fill his spot. And so far, Copiah has not done that. As you mentioned, they've only averaged about 10 points per game, and they're struggling right now, but. Really they could come out of this funk anytime, and we hope it's not tonight. And as long as we keep doing what we've been doing the past few weeks, I mean, if we can rush for 600 yards a night, I don't. It's hard for anybody to beat you.
I like our chances there.
Yeah. I'd expect another, maybe another quick type ball game. A lot of running this game. Copiah's got a sophomore quarterback. He's young, but he's supposedly the future of Copiah football. And he should be their leader on offense for the next few years.
Absolutely. Thanks, Drew. Student reporter Lincoln Rogers had a chance to sit down with head coach Joey Hawkins this week, get his thoughts on last week's game and his preparation for tonight's contest.
My name is Lincoln Rogers. I'm here with PCS head football coach Joey Hawkins. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Lincoln. Glad to be here.
Coach, you won your first district game last week against East Rankin. What do you think about that win?
Well, anytime you can get a district win right off the bat, you got to feel good. We did some great things again. We rushed for over 600 yards, which is incredible. Defensively, we're playing a little bit better, but we gave up too many easy plays. But Weldon's a great quarterback. Give him credit. But we were glad to get the win and very thankful.
What are some areas you could improve on from last game?
Well, the main thing we did this week, we went in Monday and just challenged our defense and just said, look, we're not coaching good enough. We're not doing a good enough job teaching y'all. So we just went back to basics on defense, and we want all 11 people running to the football. We hadn't had that yet, and we've got some guys with some outstanding talent that hadn't played or performed to their level. So we're trying to really encourage these guys, look, have fun on defense. We got to develop some type of identity or personality, and I think we did that this week in practice. And our kids, they did an amazing job in practice this week. And I think you'll see a big improvement in our defense tonight.
Tonight we play our first away district game against Copiah Academy. How important is this win?
Well, we want to play well against Copiah. The main thing we did this week, we just said, look, if we're going to become a good football team and have a chance to be in the playoffs and maybe a championship type team, we've got to get better defensively, because defense is what wins championships. And we addressed that, and we said, look, we're going to get ourselves better, and we'll let the chips fall where they may. But Copiah's got a good team. That they've struggled. They have not won a game yet, but they've played good enough to win. But we better play our best, every time out.
After our outstanding rushing the last few games, should we be able to run the ball as well tonight?
Well, if we can't run the football, we're in trouble. I can tell you that. But, we think we've got a good rushing attack. Our offensive linemen, it starts. Matthew Stevens doing a great job at center. The twins, Winston and Reed Hudson at the guards, are doing an amazing job. Tanner McGowan's a 3-year starter. And then Michael Cooper's came in at left tackle since Logan McBride's been hurt and done a wonderful job. And then Robbie Morgan gets better, at tight end. So we're blocking better, and our backs, 22, 17, 23, 9, 1, they can all play. And our receivers are really coming on. And I have to mention Rand Henderson had his best week of practice this week. We're going to try to get the ball to him some this week. Coach,
one last question. PCS will win tonight if?
Well, we just got to take care of the football like always. If we take care of the football, we think we can move the chains. And defensively, we got to make some stops, and we got to create some turnovers. And that's what we've really, put a big exclamation point on this week. And, if we do that, we feel like we have a great chance to win the game.
Thank you for your time, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, Lincoln. Always a pleasure.
All right, you have just heard the national anthem playing by the Copiah Pep Band. You've heard our interview with Coach Hawkins, and we're getting ready to get this game underway. We're going to have a little bit of issues here tonight, and it's no fault of our own this week. The scoreboard is malfunctioning, so we will not know as far as the time left in the contest. So if you are watching this, we'll try to get you the best we can. We definitely know what quarter it is, but that's about it. So we'll get you scores, scores obviously, and we'll try to keep a track on any kind of time that we're going with. PCS will be kicking off, heading left to right in their road whites, blue pants, blue hats. Copiah, just the reverse, blue jerseys, white hats, white pants. And we mentioned that Copiah is just having some struggles finding their way. The last 8 years, Copiah is 6-2 versus PCS, but those two losses have come in the last two contests. John Wood sends this one high and short, and taking it at the 15 is number 24, Bryce Berry, and he'll go right side across the 25 to about the 28-yard line, and that's where Copiah will begin for tonight. So as we said, Copiah will pretty much rely on sophomore quarterback a fair amount tonight, Ryan Drew. We'll see a receiver to each side, one short back in the backfield. That is Sam Stevens. He'll get the carry right here and not get much. Stacked up immediately by the interior of the defensive line. I see big Al Winford and Tyler Henderson coming up last from the pile.
Well, already I can see a pretty large size difference between our defensive line and their offensive line in favor of us. So it'd be interesting to watch that matchup tonight.
We got a receiver to each side, a tight end to each side, and Stevens is the lone back behind Drew. He'll fake it, now looking to pass. Throws the tight end out to the near side, dropped. Had Will Smith in the open on the out route. A little blown assignment there, and Smith was unable to come up with the completion. It'll be an incomplete pass, 3rd and 11.
Well, if you're Copiah, it seems like
3rd and 11 for Copiah.
Well, if you're Copiah, it seems like when you're averaging 10 points a game, you drop wide open passes like that. So there's bad luck there.
Same formation. Barry to the wide side, and we have Dylan Martin to the near side. Short out to the other tight end this time. That is Justin Edwards, and Edwards is driven out of bounds by a couple of Bobcats. He'll be short of the first down, however. It'll be 4th and about 3 for Copiah. So they go one back, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. A lot of quick snap throws. And back to punt for Copiah is number 40, Grant Anderson, one of the he's a junior captains of this team. Back for PCS is Fate Island and Stephen Jones, not giving a lot of respect to the leg here. They're standing at their own 35. Gets off a nice punt here. Will bounce over the head of Stephen Jones and roll dead at the 15. Good Copiah bounce there from Anderson. But you got to like that stand on defense, a 3 and out on your first possession.
Well, as much as our defense has been struggling a bit the past couple of weeks, any 3 and outs that we can get, always going to be positive and good for confidence. So, if we can get that defense going with the offense, we're going to be a very dangerous team as we head into playoff time.
Daniel Patterson will break center and come to the line. He will go flex formation with Sigrist behind him. Receiver to the left side is Addison. That's Jones in motion. They go counter back to Island. He loses the football but pounces on it, trying to find his way, and he'll be dropped way back inside the 5, or about right at the 5-yard line. Not the way you wanted to start this one.
I couldn't tell if it was a handoff. Was it a toss there? I didn't look. But either way, it looked like Island never had a good handle on it. And there was no one around. He just dropped it.
Looked like he tried to cut and just didn't have his hand on the ball there. A little bit of your feet in a hurry before everything gets started. We'll see Tyler Young spread out, wide out far side in the slot. Robbie Morgan his side as we go shotgun for Patterson. 2 backs. Receiver to the near side is Addison. Patterson pressured, rolling left, throwing incomplete, intended for Morgan in the left flat. So a fumble and a loss. It's 2nd and about 22 maybe right here for PCS. Long down and distance situation. As the ball rests at their own 5-yard line. Again, we don't have a game clock or scoreboard working, so we'll have to keep track here in the booth. Break out our pen and pad and try to go with I formation here. They'll give to Island right side, bouncing it out, trying to find his way. And he gets across the 10, almost to the 15-yard line. Tripped up before he could get into the open field and try to turn on the Jets. So that will bring up a 4th down for PCS, a 4th and 11. So the first 3 plays for PCS on offense, net -1 yard. So early on in this contest, Copiah seems to be more productive. Back deep for PCS at his goal line is Troy Waits. And to return it will be 24, Bryce Berry, the senior wide receiver. Waits bobbles this one. He'll take off and run. He'll have the first down. He's hit hard at the 30. Ball comes out. Didn't see who fell on it. Waits looked like the snap might have been high, but Waits jumped to catch a high snap, came back down, had a man pressure, and then tucked and ran for the first down, and PCS was able to come up with the fumble at the end. Big number 70, Doug Strait, senior captain on the defensive side for Copiah, put the hit on Waits. Ball came out, but another Bobcat pounced on that one. Wild series of events there.
All I can say is when you're 0-5, stuff like that happens to you. I mean, that was a bad play for us, and we get 20 yards and a first down on 4th down.
Troy Waits' first official carry. This is Sigris up the middle, trying to weave his way, running, spinning, and finally brought down across the 45 by Dylan Martin. First down and 10, Bobcats. First and 10, Bobcats.
I tell you, Troy took a pretty big hit there, too, at the end of that run. That's a punter's not quite used to getting tackled like that.
I formation, split receivers to the far side. Counter to Island. Cutting back now across the middle. He's into the secondary and is brought down by the safety, number 24, Bryce Berry. Another first down for PCS here.
Well, I mean, just like that, getting 12 yards, 15 yards a carry, you know, when you fumble the ball on first down, it just kind of ruins, you know, any kind of rhythm you can get into. Now we've got the rhythm, and it's going to be tough for Copiah to stop us.
We're inside Colonel territory now as Addison and Young will be the split routes. Patterson rolling, looking their way. He's got Morgan. If he can get it to him, he finally spots him, overthrows him, but Tyler Young is right there at the 20-yard line. Patterson was pressured by a couple of Copiah defenders there, but was able to find a man downfield.
You know, I'm not sure if Patterson ever even saw Robbie Morgan running across the middle. He had his eyes on, is that?
He had his eyes on Morgan. Morgan
well,
was running free.
Yeah, I think did he overthrow him?
He overthrew Morgan, but
well,
Tyler Young came back and found them.
Anyway, it looked like he meant to do it. Anyway.
Goes down as a completion. So first and 10 again, almost in the red zone now. The ball at the 21. Jones will go in motion. They'll counter to Island. This is the one he fumbled last time. He's got inside the 10, the 5, and down inside the 5. Saving a touchdown for Copiah was 24, Bryce Berry, the free safety, getting a lot of tackles here. It'll be first and goal for PCS at the 4-yard line. And if your free safety is leading your team in tackles, that's usually a sign that your front seven aren't doing any. So after the Island dash, we'll go power I with Henderson and Sigris in front of Island. Toss left. Island will be into the end zone. Touchdown PCS. Fate Island with a 4-yard carry. Gets PCS on the, well, I say on the board, but not this board.
Not this one tonight.
On your scoreboard that you can see, it's 6-0 PCS right now, as we'll await the John Woods extra point. Looks like we'll get a lot of practice from John Woods here tonight on the kicking duties. We've seen Troy on the punting duties, and I'm wondering if maybe Troy is hesitant to come back in after that hit.
I'm telling you, he took a hard hit.
Woods powers this one through for the extra point. 7-0 PCS leads, and we'll take this little break right here to bring you a couple of messages from some sponsors making this possible tonight. First off, the Paw Print Store. Be sure to go by and visit the Paw Print Store for all your Bobcat merchandise. The next time you come out to Bobcat Stadium for a home football game, just stop by the corner of the concession stand beside the home stands. Look up for the Paw Print sign. They now accept most major credit cards, so be sure to go by and check them out. Show off your black and blue all year through. And the PCS Booster Club. We want to say thank you for your continued support of PCS athletics throughout the many, many years. So Woods has teed the ball up, and we're getting set to send this one away. Back deep are Berry and I believe that is Luke Peavy. Peavy will catch this one in the end zone, and he tries to run it out, and the officials late to get back there and wave it dead, but it will be a touchback and Copiah will start at their 20-yard line.
Well, we caught a break for sure that drive. We should have been stopped 3 and out after a couple of mistakes that we made, but we kept our composure a little bit there and just drove right down the field to score. And like I said, when you're Copiah and you're struggling to find a win, things like that seem to happen to you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
We'll see a shotgun here, 4 wideouts for Drew. Snap looking left side. Micah Griffin misses the sack. Being chased. Allen Winford misses one. But Matthew Stevens and Dakota Harvey will bring him down. We've got a flag on the play, however.
Looked like a face mask by Allen, I think they're going to call. Nope, holding. Okay.
Holding against Copiah. So it'll be about a 5-yard loss on the sack. And it looks like PCS will decline this penalty and take the sack of Ryan Drew.
Big Al got pretty close to grabbing the face mask there on the sack, but I think he must have just barely got under the face mask, and we'll take the the holding instead of the face mask. That's for
Micah
sure.
Griffin came through clean on that rush,
he
however. They'll go 3 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side, 5 in the formation for Drew. Low snap, looking for the quick toss across the middle. This is Peavy catching the pass to the 20, running up across the 25 before he's knocked down by Hunter Norton, getting some reps on the defensive side of the football tonight.
Yeah, Peavy just kind of found a hole there in the defense and just sat there until Drew can get him the football and got it up close to the first down.
There'll be 5 receivers again, 3 to the far side, 2 to the near side. Drew looking right side. He'll throw the flare out to Dylan Martin. This one looks like a lateral. They'll blow it dead, incomplete. I thought it was a lateral as well, Drew.
That was a lateral.
Very close. Dylan Martin unable to come up with the swing pass from the slot position. It'll be incomplete. It'll bring up 4th and 3 for the Colonels.
It looked to me like the quarterback was a yard ahead of the running back coming out into the flat. And so he had to have thrown it backwards some, at least sideways. But it's all right. We get the 3 and out anyway.
Grant Anderson will retreat to his own 15 to punt this one away. This one, another good high punt. Jones will call fair catch at the 45, his own 45-yard line, and that's where he will be spotted. If you are not, or if you're following this game, it's more likely on a tape delay. But if you are not following us on Twitter, I want to give you just a quick reminder of how you can keep up with all things PCS sports. You can go to twitter.com. There on your screen is the information on how you can follow that. We have an officials timeout here, so I'll just leave that up for you to kind of view there. If you are on Twitter, you can follow us at PCS_sports. Or if you would like to receive text message updates on all things PCS, schedule changes, scores, anything having to do with athletics, maybe some links to some articles of just to see kind of the athlete spotlight, you could text follow at PCS_sports to 40404 and get text reminders from Twitter that way. So you can follow all things PCS on Twitter. Or you can just go to our website, PCSK12.org, or the site you're watching us on now, PCSK12.tv. If you need any more PCS information. All right, we're getting back to action here. PCS will start at their own 45, up 7-0 here in the first quarter. We don't have an idea of how much time's left, but we know it's first quarter. We'll see Addison split out to the far side. Young in the slot at the left hash, ball on the right hash. Tight end Morgan to the right side of the formation. I-backs are Sygrist and Island. Patterson will give to Island. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. Looked like Tanner McGowan was trying to pull on that play and got caught up. Ran into Lee Sygrist. Little misjudgment there, a little mix-up. And Fate Island has no gain. 2nd and 10. We'll call 2nd and 11. Lost about a foot there, so 2nd and 11 we'll call it. And we'll see Rand Henderson check back into the game. Fate Island will get a breather. You heard Coach Hawkins mention that Rand had probably his best week of practice this week, and they want to look to see if they can give him the ball tonight. We'll see as he splits forward to the left side of the formation. Patterson in the shotgun. Looking his way, he throws the short out. This is Henderson at the sticks. Makes a diving catch just across the Copiah 45-yard line. That'll move the chains. Rand Henderson, his first reception of the season, is good enough for a Bobcat first down.
That's not a bad way to kind of start your season there. And just come in, one play, make a catch, first down.
We saw Rand at the end of the season last year. He was a freshman last year, moved up, came in late, got some mop-up time, and made one phenomenal catch toward the end of the season. I remember kind of a one-handed on the sideline grab. Patterson will roll out to the right side looking. He's got Young deep, but he checks it down to Addison. About a 6-yard gain. Will be up at the 40-yard line. Well, they'll spot him at the 40, so it'll be a 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5. And we've got, officials are blowing whistle dead. We've got officials timeout. We've got an injured player. This is Tyler Young back in the secondary. I'm not sure why he's down. He was running deep, trying to get open. He's coming up gingerly on, looks like his right foot. Not sure exactly what happened. I remember looking up in the formation. He was running deep, had a hand up.
But it looked like he just kind of slipped out in the open field a bit. Maybe, sometimes when that happens, you may tweak a hamstring a bit or maybe twist a knee. And easy to do that in the open field,
Jonathan Burks will spell him in the slot, and we'll see Henderson in again. Two young receivers here. Patterson will give to Sigris, trying to find a way. A lot of confusion up front as Copiah, we mentioned they returned 6 of the front 7 from last year, getting good penetration on these counters and traps. But Sigris is able to plow his way forward for 6 yards and a PCS first down. We'll see Addison back in to spell Henderson now. Because Hawkins likes to rotate those receivers and keep fresh legs for those deep patterns. I formation. Trap play. Island right side. He's got a little room inside the 20 and out of bounds. Dylan Martin pushes him out of bounds inside the red zone at the 16-yard line. Move the chains again for PCS.
Boy, it just looks like fate is making the Copiah defense look like they're in just slow motion. It's really, I'll tell you, I never get tired of watching him, especially when he gets out in the open field just a bit and has some space. He just really gets to show off his speed and his quickness. And he was about 2 inches from turning that one up the sideline and going in the end zone again.
Let's see split backs this time. It'll be a counter the other side now to Island. He makes one cut, lowers his shoulder, and will be down inside the 15 at about the 13-yard line. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6 for the Bobcats here. In the red zone yet again. They punched the first one in, did Island for a touchdown.
Might see a little play action here. What do you think?
Yeah, see Tyler Young checking back in the game. That's a good sign. You know how I feel with these running backs we got. Handed, student body left, student body right kind of formation for me here. So, I formation. They'll counter back to Island in the middle, trying to pick his way through. But he's stopped at the line by number 14, Thomas Robertson. The do-it-all guy for Copiah. On the roster is listed as running back, linebacker, kicker. Kind of does a little bit of everything for this Colonel team. Gain of 2 will set up a 3rd and long 4.
Well, I was wrong on my play call. I'm never wrong. I don't know what happened there.
Well, the great thing about media is we can get this bird's eye view as we go power eye here on the left side. We can go back and say, well, I see why that didn't work. Toss, left side, Island. He's at the sticks, hit hard there. by Dylan Holloway, number 62. It'll depend on the spot as to whether he got the first down or not. I think he's about a couple of inches short. It looks like we'll measure here. They will bring in the chains here for a measurement. So, we mentioned how Copiah 0-5 coming in, kind of struggling a little bit, but in the matchup history between these two teams, Copiah has pretty much been dominant. I mean, Copiah was a AA school for the longest before moving up to AAA, I believe, in 2008. But from 2004 to 2009, they kind of owned PCS. In 2009, Coach Joey Hawkins arrived. Copiah that year defeated PCS 27-10. But in the last 2 years, PCS has kind of enacted some revenge, winning 41-13 and then 42-14. Looks like the chains have brought up 4th and an inch. So it'll be 4th and an inch. We'll see. I would imagine Coach Hawkins would go for this right here. What do you call it right here, Coach Smith?
Oh, that one's tough. I could see a play action, but I'm gonna stick with Sigris or the island right here.
They give to Sigris powering through. He's got the first down, and that'll be all he gets. He got nose of the football to the 5, and that's all he needed enough to move the chains. 1st and goal. Seeing some more Tyler Henderson operating at fullback with Andrew Burks on the mend.
Well, I got back on the correct track there, and my instinct told me to stay with the running game there, and it worked.
We'll go same formation. They'll flip it to the left side now as Henderson is the 2nd fullback. Power eye. Patterson he'll fake it to Island, rolling out, looking for Jones, who stumbled. Patterson will tuck it. He's got the corner, and he'll run in untouched for the PCS touchdown.
We've seen that the past couple weeks where Daniel's done that on 2-point conversion attempts, and it's worked just like that. And he kind of can use that play action, and he can pass if somebody's open or just run it if they don't come out to him, and that's what he did.
Early on against JA, you saw him maybe stutter his feet and look to unload that downfield. I think you look to see maybe some relaxation from Patterson as Woods bangs this extra point through the uprights. 14-0 is our score. PCS leads. But Patterson looks to be comfortable enough that the coaches might have told him, hey, if you don't see what you like, you're fast enough to tuck that ball. We trust you to run it and get what you can and just keep positive movement on the offense. So Copiah has had the ball twice. They've gotten 1 first down on a short out, I believe, to receiver. I believe they've gotten 1 first down.
They've gone 2-3 and out. 2-3 and outs is what they've done, yeah. Because they had that sack and they got close to the first down on 3rd down, but they didn't quite get there.
So Woods will tee this one up at the 40, and back deep is Berry and Peavy. Send this one. This is probably his best kickoff of the night. We'll send Peavy 4 yards deep into the end zone for back-to-back touchbacks. We hope you'll stay with us and join us next week as we travel up Highway 49 to Flowood, Mississippi to take on Jackson Prep. Big-time matchup, a Division I South AAA matchup between the Jackson Prep Patriots, ranked number 2 in the state, and the PCS Bobcats, ranked number 3 in the state. We'll go 5 receivers, Trip to the near side, Twins far side. Ryan Drew looking near side. Here's the flare pass. This to Berry. Berry trying to find his way. He's hit and dropped by Robbie Morgan at the 25-yard line. Gain of 5. They've thrown to the trip side of the formation every time in this shotgun 5-wide set. Drew takes a snap and looks to the trip side every time. They'll flip it and send trips to the right side now, to the wide side of the field, for quarterback Ryan Drew. He'll look that way. They'll throw the same play again. This is Dylan Martin, and he is hit hard. Micah Griffin, Robbie Broadhead were having nothing doing there. Dylan Martin comes up a little bit angry on that play. Somebody missed a block.
Well, that was just a little too slow developing there, and he was basically just standing in the flats. You know, usually when you see a quarterback pass to a running back out of the backfield, you know, he's got a bit of a head start, you know, head of steam, and, well, he was just standing there, and, you know, I mean, it was really easy for our defenders just to pursue him and bring him down. So, I mean, that wasn't – there was a broken play there of some sort, I think. That's what you were alluding to.
3 or 4 yard loss will be about a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9 here. And they'll go here again. Trip formation near side. Micah Griffin barely misses an interception. Complete pass to Peavy, and Jones brings him down. This will be a first down up to the 35-yard line.
Now that route right there has been successful 2 or 3 different times before, and they go back to it again, and they're able to get the ball down the field a little bit for a first down. That's
the far outside receiver is just running a quick slant. The inside slot's running an out, and then the tight slot running that little flare route. You'll see it here. They'll go far side of the field. Drew looks right over there to it. Throws the flare. This is batted and deflected and falls incomplete at the 40-yard line. Allen Winford got in there and got his big paws up to knock that one down. I mean, I'm not a very bright football mind, but every snap that Drew has taken, he's looked to that trip side every time. That's the end of the first quarter. We're going to pause, take a little break here, and we'll be back to bring you the second quarter in just a moment. We're back here on the campus of Copiah Academy as they welcome in your PCS Bobcats for PCS's second district contest in South AAA action. So now Copiah has the ball going left to right at their own 35-yard line. Got in their first down of the contest here. We'll throw the deep out up to Bryce Berry. He catches it at the 50 and goes down. He's at the PCS 49. This is the first time Copiah has crossed midfield. And they, nice leaping grab there. Bryce Berry, the wide receiver. He stands about 6'2 or 6'3. Just out-jumped Hunter Norton, who was in pretty good coverage position there from his cornerback position. 3 to the far side, 2 to the near side. 5 wide out shotgun for Drew. He'll look far side, throw the slant, comeback. This is Dylan Martin, and he catches it, goes backwards, loses a man, but Chris Addison comes up to knock him out for a gain of 6 on the play. 2nd and 4. Well, now the mark about 2nd and 5. We'll call it a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5. Ball just across the PCS 45-yard line.
Drew in the offense for Copiah getting a bit of a rhythm here. He's got a nice arm, and he's only in 10th grade, and so from what I've seen so far, I mean he's got a lot of potential, especially as he gets older.
Low snap. Now he'll take on the draw, and he'll be chased down from behind. About a 3-yard gain up to the 42-yard line. Like a designed quarterback draw there. PCS, they typically like to rotate defensive linemen in, but I think it's going to be very crucial to keep fresh legs on the defensive front. And I'm seeing names we haven't seen a whole lot out there. Preston Austin getting some runs. Winston Hudson on defense as well. 4-man front for PCS with the lone linebacker, Micah Griffin. Deep shotgun this time for Drew. Looking, Micah Griffin pops him. His pass. Goodness. Griffin laid the lumber to Drew, and he's still down. Got a good pass off, went right through the hands of of Justin Edwards. Then sliding in behind him was Bryce Berry, and he was unable to come up with the play.
Oh.
And Ryan Drew is still, he's stumbling off the field. Micah Griffin, I tell you, that he came on a clean rush and put a hard lick on Ryan Drew, right on that left side.
They're going to have to find Micah Griffin because that's the second time he's come through untouched through the offensive line, and he put a solid hit on Drew there, and he has every right to be hurt there.
That's a 4th down, and this punt will go way out of bounds. We'll see the spot on this one. Official still running up the sideline, and he'll spot it at the 24-yard line. That one came off dead sideways, almost off of Grant Anderson's foot. And so PCS will take over. So they give up a couple of first downs there. No harm, no foul. They get the ball right back. No points. No worse for the wear, we'll say. 14-0 lead here in the early stages of the second quarter. Again, we're operating without a play clock here. That's some technical issues. We certainly know about those, but we'll do the best we can to get you updates. They'll go flex formation here with Henderson split wide to the near side. Island in motion. They'll counter it back to Jones. He's into the second level and across the sticks to about the 35-yard line for a PCS first down. We saw that play a lot last week where they send the speed sweep and then counter it back to the other side. Be very successful for the Bobcats. Lee Seigers will check out here. So a little bit of speed package as Hunter Norton and Chris Addison will come in. They'll be the split receivers to each side of the formation. We'll see trips or twins to the far side and one to the near side. Island in motion. They'll give it to him. Speed sweep trying to get to the edge. Cutting it. Good block by Norton. Flag comes in late. Island free across the 40, inside the 20. He'll walk into the end zone easy here for a touchdown, but there's laundry all over the field. Look like we're going to have a hold and bring this one back. Yeah, that's what it was. Not sure who that was, but whoever set that left edge maybe got a little bit of a jersey.
The 3 or 4 flags on the field might kind of indicate that one was pretty obvious. I didn't see it either, but usually when you have 3 officials that see it, that's a good chance that it really happened. So nice run anyway by Fate. He beats you to the edge, you're done, and he did there, but penalty saves Copiah there.
Yeah, a 5-man officiating crew and 3 of them see the flag. That's most likely, majority rules. That's going to be a penalty.
Yeah.
So march it off 10 yards or from the spot of the foul. It'll be first down again and 20 from the 25. But that may be a play they go back to later on, as that one was Island seemed to be that one seemed to be his easiest touchdown or long touchdown of the year. He was kind of setting up blocks and cruising and stopping and checking and making sure that, am I really this alone? I formation this time. Patterson, draw play to Island. Got a big hole left side. Cutting, stiff arming. Now still weaving across the 40 and out of bounds. Pushed out by Thomas Robertson. Gave a stiff arm to one defender. I think that was Sam Stevens coming up from his weak side linebacker position. And Fate Island gave him the Heisman stiff arm to the turf. That'll be second down and 5 after the 20-yard gain there for Island. Burks will be the receiver to the near side. Henderson to the far side. Norton is off the left side of the formation, flanked. He'll go in motion. They'll give it to him right side, trying to get to the edge, running, cutting back. He's got the first down. He's into the open field. The 30, cutting back. Oh, a face mask. Bryce Berry. Hunter Norton cut back, but Bryce Berry just reached out and yanked him to the turf with his face mask. Ow.
Wow. That's one of the most obvious face masks I've ever seen. And
personal foul is right.
There's a flag there as well.
Personal foul face mask against Copiah. That was a sure touchdown from Norton. Nice set of running there. 2 good cutbacks for him there, and he was definitely going to go into the end zone on that play if Berry doesn't get a hold of the headgear. Not sure what they're debating here. I guess where to march the penalty off from. Be from the 25. It'll put the ball down at about the 10-yard line, and that's where PCS will call it the 12. Ball is spotted at the 12, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 12. We'll go same formation. Basically 2 receivers, 2 tight flankers, and then Patterson under center. I'll go motion is Young. He's got the handoff back near side. Got a man. He loses him, cuts back, still cutting back, and drop. Ball comes loose, but PCS falls on top of it. Matthew Stevens right there. And they've got an injured Colonel down. He's in a lot of pain. Writhing in pain. That was, I believe that's Sam Stevens, the linebacker and running back. Nope, I'm sorry. That is 62, Dylan Holloway, the senior, down in a lot of pain.
That's usually the old ACL type writhing. And I've had too many experiences the past few years with players going down to ACL injuries. I certainly hope that's not what happened to him.
We'll take the injury timeout to give you a preview of what's coming your way, courtesy of our production sponsor, Play On Sports.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're going to try to dictate to you what you're going to do on both offense and defense.
Now it's time to put the hats on and go get some work done.
So they're all going to look to make a statement early.
We're back, and it looks like Dylan Holloway will be helped off the field. And he's walking, being helped off, but he's putting weight on that leg. So that's good to see that it's not the cart off or carry off type of injury. So we certainly want to wish him the best and hope that it's not a serious and season ending, or perhaps in his case, that was a senior career ending injury. You hate to see that happen to anybody, but a senior captain in particular. So PCS has it. 1st and 10, or excuse me, this will be 2nd and about 3 from the 6-yard line. They'll go flex formation. Island in motion. They'll give to fullback Sigris, weaving into the end zone. Touchdown, Bobcats.
Island just, Cyrus just took it right up the middle there. I mean, there was no one that even touched him until, really he was 5 yards in the end zone before somebody actually tackled him. And, I think the motion there kind of threw Copiah's defense off a bit. And, I'm not sure if Lee's ever had an easier run to the end zone down around the goal line.
Well, he had 5 last week. That's his. Is that his first one of the night?
That's his first tonight, yes.
John Woods puts this extra point up and good. And so in 3 weeks, he's got 7 touchdowns. Not a bad little tally there. Island had 5 2 weeks ago, 1 last week, and 1 tonight. So he's at 7. These two are battling back and forth. Anything you can do, I can do better kind of deal here.
Well, I guess Lee's got a little bit of the lead tonight because Fate had a 2-yard touchdown run, and Lee's got an 8-yard touchdown run. So I guess that puts
if they're
Lee,
keeping tally in the huddle there.
Yeah, that puts Lee ahead a little bit tonight. But Fate does have more rushing yards.
Fate
so
had a
far
60-yarder call back too, and don't believe that he's not going to forget that.
No.
So John Woods will tee this one up again. He's got exclusive work tonight at the kicking position. We saw Troy Waits come in on the first series for a punt, take it at his own goal line, and then run it for a first down, take a hard shot, and then he's had a pretty easy night since then. Just been on the sideline as PCS has been able to move up the field with relative ease. I say relative ease. This is a tougher Copiah defense than the score indicates, as it says 21-0 on your screen. Woods kickoff end over end will go into the end zone for a third touchback of the evening. So Woods flexing a little leg there and getting his third of 4 kicks into the end zone. So Copiah will come out. Remember the last time we saw the offense on the field, Micah Griffin came free and put a big hit on Ryan Drew. We'll see if there are any lingering effects on the sophomore quarterback. Again, after the first series, they've gone 5 wide receiver shotgun formation exclusively. 3 to the far side of the field this time and 2 to the near side of the formation. Drew will throw the flare out to Bryce Berry, cutting, and Griffin as well as Robbie Broadhead will catch and meet him, about a 5-yard gain on the play. Again, they look to the 3 wide receiver side.
They're having some success there. Might as well keep going back to it. They're mixing up some passes, basically out of the backfield and lateral passes, and kind of letting some of their athletes create just a little bit. And it's been quite, kind of successful so far.
And we had movement along the line. Referees throw flags. Looked like we had a PCS end jump. I think it was Preston Alston got into the neutral zone, and that's what they'll call here. 5-yard penalty. Well, being up 2nd and short, probably 2nd and 1 after the penalty. Matthew Stevens flagged there. Trying to get a rush from his defensive end position. And this time, same penalty from the other side, Dakota Harvey. So that'll give Copiah a first down on consecutive 5-yard neutral zone infractions. Not smart football right there.
Well, it makes you wonder if Copiah may have changed up their cadence a little bit from what they were doing in the first few drives, and kind of maybe bought themselves maybe 10 yards. It's possible.
Now PCS is going to more of a 3-down lineman approach, or a 2-down lineman approach with Lee Sigers playing some defensive end and Matthew Stevens trying to get some speed rush on the outside. And Drew will look here. He's got receiver Anderson, Edwards, and he is stacked up and dropped. No yards after catch, but forward progress will get him up to the 41. Gain of 6 on the play. 2nd and 4 for the Colonels. Here, I'll check the wristbands for the play signal. Again, this Copiah team doesn't have very many players on the roster. I think a roster of 24 players. So a lot of athletes playing both sides of the ball. He'll look to the 5 wide receiver side. This one's deflected, intercepted. Wilson Benton cutting in front of the receiver. Pick 6, Wilson Benton on the touchdown.
Well, we've been getting our hands on the ball, the first few drives here for Copiah, and finally it paid, went in our favor and landed in one of our guys' hands. And
Lee Sigris rushed up from a defensive or outside linebacker position, jumped, deflected that pass, and Benton cut in front of the receiver for the interception and touchdown. As a former cornerback, there's no more exciting play to see than that pick 6 on the outside when you jump a route in front of the play and you get there and run to the house.
I believe that's our first defensive touchdown of the year, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you're right. We've had a few interceptions, but no defensive touchdowns. High snap, but Broadhead gets it down for Woods, and Woods puts it through. 4 for 4 on the night. Our score 28-0 PCS in the second quarter. We'll step away, take a little bit of a break. You're watching PCS football on the Bobcat Sports Network. We're back here as PCS is set to kick off for the 5th time of the night. The opening kickoff, and then 4 touchdowns have staked PCS to a 28-0 lead over division foe Copiah. Again, Copiah is AAA Division II, PCS AAA Division I, but they're all together in the same district in South AAA. So this is a conference matchup. PCS a 1-0 mark on the year. Last week winning over East Rankin Academy. Copiah still searching for that first W of the year. Woods' last few kickoffs have been touchbacks. This one comes down to Peavy at the 1. Coming near side and cutting back, but he'll be dropped at the 20 by Dylan Edwards in special teams coverage. Good stick there by Edwards, the sophomore.
Kind of thing that happens when you have a pick six is defense got to go right back out on the field. So
that quarterback will be a little bit apprehensive here.
Yeah, and that's true. And he's taken some hard hits, namely from Micah Griffin, and now he's throwing a pick six. So he's going to be a little more hesitant throwing the ball now.
We mentioned some fresh legs. We see Austin Thornton and Jace Broom getting some rotations on the defensive line. Drew throwing long, nice spiral. He's got Dylan Martin open. Chris Herron will run him out of bounds and save a touchdown, but Dylan Martin ran the wheel route and found himself open up near midfield for the first down.
Or he won't be a little timid in throwing the ball.
It's a beautiful pass.
And get about a 30-yard gain.
It's a beautiful pass. He laid that one up there. Perfect tight spiral downfield to the senior Dylan Martin. It'll move the chains for a Colonel first down at their own 45-yard line. Deep into the second quarter of action, PCS with a 4-score lead. Now draw play for Drew. He's got open field across the 50, and he slides down at the 44-yard line. So that'll move the chains again, first down. So back-to-back first downs from Ryan Drew. Have Copiah in PCS territory.
Now, Copiah has been able to move the ball a little bit, kind of between, the 20-yard line and the 40, but they've kind of stalled after that.
Late subs coming off the field. We see Giroux and Henderson checking back in, and right after that, big stick there. Drew was hit by Allen Winford, but get the pass off deflected, then finally caught. Trying to get a number there on the catch, Bryce Berry, and then I believe that was Stephen Jones planted him.
I've seen some nasty hits so far tonight, even both sides of the ball.
Berry will come off. I mean, he went up for that one. Kind of had a jump ball behind him. Jones caught him in midair and slammed him to the turf. We'll see 3 will come to the near side, and we'll check in number 88, Tyler Lott. We'll give Berry a break after that hit. Drew on the draw. Micah Griffin right there. No gain. In fact, they'll spot him forward progress to the line of scrimmage, and I wasn't sure he got there, but they give it to him 2nd and 4.
I think,
third. It'll be 3rd and 4.
I think Copiah quarterback Ryan Drew is going to be seeing Micah Griffin in his sleep tonight. He's been all over him And this is one of Micah's better games that he's had since he returned from that injury,
Absolutely.
his knee injury.
Came back last week, again, from a partially torn MCL in the first defensive series of the season. And we'll see Drew go under center here. 2 tight ends with Sam Stevens behind him. Quick slant from Drew to Barry. Incomplete. And a late flag comes in.
That was I'm on this sideline, and they're complaining, and he threw it a little late. In his defense, there was some bumping there.
There was some contact. However, the ball, I'm not an official. I don't know calls or not, but I do know timing, and that was bad timing.
It was bad. It was obviously after some 5 seconds of complaining, but I guess that's part of it too. And
well, he may have lost the flag in his pocket. You never know.
That's definitely what happened.
So pass interference will be a 15-yard penalty and a first down. Ball at the PCS 24-yard line. And we'll see 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, shotgun with Stevens off his right shoulder. And officials aren't quite ready for play. Chains are set. Now we're ready to play. And I think we see a little zone read here from Drew and Stevens. No, it's just a straight drop from Drew. Fade route far side for Martin. Up and great positioning and play there from Chris Herron. Able to jump and break it up. Intended again for number 5, Dylan Martin. We talked about those senior receivers, and they have definitely been the go-to players here. You mentioned Drew in the pregame leading up, trying to find a go-to player, and so far, I mean, your quarterback does take every snap, but he's been the focal point of the offense. But getting the ball to those senior receivers, Barry and Martin. Under center, lone back behind him is Abraham Handel. He'll get the toss left side, but Broadhead is right there to drop him for a minimal gain.
Nice job there by Broadhead. And was Broadhead playing the linebacker position there? It looked like he was.
Yeah, he's been playing an outside linebacker, kind of slot corner hybrid there.
And he tracked the running back down there, and there was really nobody over on that side of the field for PCS, and so that was probably a touchdown-saving tackle, and that was a nice job to get him down in the open field.
3rd and 9. Drew rolling right side, looking deep for Barry. He's covered by Norton. Barry looked like he shoved Norton out of the way and went up and grabbed it for the touchdown, Copiah. Norton was right in position, and Barry just kind of said, "Excuse me, I've got to get to this football."
That's kind of what it looked like from this angle, but
it looked like that from every angle, but we'll go on. Touchdown, Copiah. So 28-6 is our score. Maybe a little bit of a pity no call there. And for the extra point will be Thomas Robertson. Need one last substitution coming in for Copiah. And this extra point barely got a foot off the ground. No good from Robertson. So waiting on the extra person to get in. Again, that most likely was a sub for Dylan Holloway, who went out injured and is in the back of the John Deere Gator here on the sideline with his knee in a wrap. So his night is done, more than likely. So 28-6 is our score. We'll reset it. About 25 seconds left in the half. PCS has a large lead, but they do give up a 20-plus yard touchdown pass there from Ryan Drew to Bryce Berry. And Robertson will tee this one up. This will be our first look at the kicking skills of Copiah. Not a very deep retreat there. Our receivers are all the way back at the 10-yard line, but I got to believe this is going to be a pooch kick or a low-line drive after that extra point. And it's a pooch kick. Broadhead will come under it at the 30, and he'll try to return it. And he'll be dropped at the 35. Short return, but good field position for the last few plays here for the PCS offense. I'd like to see that Fate Island long touchdown run right here that was called back earlier.
You know, clock has to be running pretty low.
We're about 20 seconds. 20 seconds left in the half.
It's very, very low. Not much time for PCS to score here, but you never know. One of these long runs that Island and Sigris are used to.
Copiah will burn a timeout. I think it's our first called timeout of the half for either team, and Copiah didn't like what they saw or wanted one break, don't want to give up big play here. We'll keep it here for the moment as we get ready to go. Again, looking ahead, next week, your Bobcats will travel to Jackson Prep to take on the Patriots, the number 2 ranked and undefeated Jackson Prep Patriots. Last week coming off a big win over Pearl High School in the C-Spire Bright Light Series.
Did you say number 2 ranked?
Number 2.
Who's number 1?
JA is still undefeated. They had an impressive second half against Lamar School last week. A very good team out of Meridian. And, well, I mean, when you're a 3-peat looking for a 4-peat and you're still undefeated.
You got to get knocked off first.
You got to. You're king of the hill until somebody takes you from it. So they are the number 1 seed. JA is in the north. At this point, Jackson Prep will be the number 1 seed in the south. But a lot of football left to play. Jackson Prep, Park Lane, and PCS, all 3 have yet to meet. Jones in motion. Counter back to Island, near side into the boundary. Trying to get outside. He's got the edge, and he'll run out of bounds there, and he's shoved out of bounds late. Dug straight. Made sure that he was out of bounds. Double sure. And Fate kind of got out of bounds. 9-yard gain, 2nd and 1 for the Bobcats, and that will save a little time, maybe get one last long run in here. Addison is the wide out to the near sideline. We'll send Allen in motion, and same play other side to Jones. Jones will not have as much room. He had the first down, however. He doesn't have near as much room as Michael Cooper was the pulling guard on that play, but was unable to quite get that trap block set. It'll be 1st and 10. Most likely will be the last play here. I got to believe the last play of the first quarter upcoming, or excuse me, first half upcoming. Young goes right side. Henderson goes left side of the formation. I formation with Jones behind Patterson. Fake the toss, give to Sigris, left side, trying to find his way. He's hit across midfield and will fall forward to about the 43-yard line. And I think PCS is going to try to get one last play off. Time's got to be running low here. Got to be running low. They'll signal it for 2nd and 4. Be the play. They'll have to. I think they'll have to hurry to get this snap away. They'll go flex with Young, Jones off the ends, and Sigris behind Patterson. This will be a pass. Addison, he's all alone. Got it behind this man. He's got it. Oh, he drops it. Passes a little bit behind Addison, but he dropped it. He had the ball inside the 20. That's the catch you got to make, though.
Wow. It was thrown behind, and, if Patterson leads him, Chris just walks into the end zone, but just like you said, you got to make that catch anyway. But that was a kind of a missed opportunity there.
Addison, Jones, and Young will check out. We'll see Henderson, Norton, and Island come on. Norton and Island will be the flanker backs with Sigris behind Patterson. Ran Henderson split all the way to the far side out by the numbers. Island in motion, counter to Norton right side. This is the one that he had the face mask on earlier, but he will not get that free this time as he's hit by number 7, Justin Edwards, and dropped at the sticks. And I'll look at it and see if this is a first down. I'm not sure what they're looking at here. The spot looks good enough to me. And they're going to take a timeout and measure. Well, from that spot where he was standing, it looked good. Then he's put the ball back a little bit further back. They'll take an official's timeout and measure. So this will give Coach Hawkins and crew a little bit of time to plan this play here and run it. About 3 plays ago, I said it was going to be the last play of the first half.
Well, it's this is the second time this year we've had gone to somewhere and not have a clock, and that I don't know if I've ever seen that ever. And we've had it twice this year. Must be something to do with schools that have a CA initials. I don't know, because it happened at Columbia Academy, and I don't know. Maybe we have bionic eyes, but I could see that from up here, couldn't you? I mean, maybe Coach Hawkins asked for a measurement. He may have.
The white hat was standing at one spot, then they threw him the ball to spot it down, and he dropped it, and then he turned sideways, and then it looked like he kind of missed his spot a little bit. So he was unsure, but they measured it. Sure enough, good enough for a first down. So Patterson will be in the shotgun here. They'll send trips far side. Lone guy left side is Stephen Jones split out against senior Austin Stringer at corner. Stringer was the one who Addison burned a minute ago. Patterson roll right, and he'll look deep. Is Young. He'll throw it back across the field. He's got Addison wide open. Flag comes in. Addison breaks a tackle. He's into the open field. He's got one man to beat. Jones gives him the block. Addison's in for a touchdown. However, we got a flag on the play. I don't know what they saw here. What was the indication? It looked like it was a point against PCS. Holding against PCS. I'll bring it back and do it again. That's two touchdowns called back.
Yeah, that's 2 touchdowns of about 50 yards apiece.
Well, one of 60, back. And that one was for 44. Didn't get an indication on who was at fault there, so it'll be a 1st and 25 from their own 45-yard line. They'll go same formation, trips far side, Stephen Jones near side. One-on-one coverage with Austin Stringer. The lone safety is Bryce Berry on the far hash. Jones will give. This is Island cutting, trying to find his way open. He's at midfield. Gets to the sideline, runs one man over and goes out of bounds at the 46-yard line of Copiah. That'll set up 2nd down and about 13 for Patterson and company. Had a flag come in at the end that we're just now seeing. Personal foul, late hit on Copiah. So that'll wipe the holding flag off. Copiah coaching staff yelling across the field, asking for a report back to their sideline.
No, that's not very smart in this point. The clock running down here in the first half. It's anybody's guess how much time's left because the scoreboard not working. But that just makes it easier for us to get in a field goal range. And really, 5 more yards, and Troy Waits is easily within his kicking distance. And it's even easier to throw one up to the end zone here and try to get a touchdown as well.
Automatic 1st down, and we'll see trips 3-by-1 here. Jones lone back near receiver near side. Patterson looking for him. He's pressured and dropped. Justin Edwards got in there to sack Patterson, and we'll have timeout. PCS. Loss of 5 on the play. Not sure who let Edwards through there, but he came through pretty clean, and Patterson wasn't able to get the pass off to Jones.
That's just one of those times where Daniel just needs to roll out and throw that one away. He didn't really have any chance to complete that pass.
He tried to tuck and step up in the pocket, but Edwards was there, and there was another Colonel defender there. Got a hand on him. 2nd and 15. 35 yards away from another score here. 28-7 lead for PCS here in the first half. Still, that first quarter went pretty quick. This second quarter seems to, at least the end of it, seems to have taken a good long while.
Well, there's been about 5 or 6 penalties and measurements, timeouts here late in the half. And I don't know what's going on right now.
Trips far side. Jones, the lone receiver, near side. Patterson with Sigris off his right shoulder. He'll drop back. Screen pass in the middle. That's Sigris. Across the 30. Across the 20. Trying to get to the sideline. Inside the 10. And we'll see he's down. It'll be a momentary timeout to move the chains. And PCS will call a timeout anyway. So they'll take their second timeout to be sure the clock won't run and lose any precious seconds here.
Well, that was a good play call. It was fairly obvious that Copiah was sending the house there. And just a simple screen to Lee was good enough for about 20 on the play. So nice call there from coaching staff to see that.
Play goes for 25 yards, and we'll set up PCS. It'll be first and goal right at the 10-yard line where they mark it. So first and goal, no first down available the rest of the way into this one.
And we thought that there was about 20 seconds left on the clock.
20
minutes ago. I guess we were wrong on that one.
I thought we're listening to the PA guy, and so I thought he said 25. I guess he said a minute 25. So now we're down to 12 seconds left. Officially, we know for a fact now. We'll see shotgun with Patterson to Sigrist. Two receivers near side, a tight end to the far side with Tyler Young split out that way. Patterson looking, throwing out to Jones to try to get to the sideline. He's in. Touchdown, Stephen Jones. Patterson to Jones. 10-yard touchdown pass.
That was a nice throw by Daniel. Jones had a little bit of an out route there to the sideline, and Patterson placed it perfectly to where only Stephen could catch it and run with it to the end zone. So nice drive to end the half, and all momentum going into the half and up 35-6.
34-6 pending here. John Woods extra point. That one didn't look as well, but it's good. A perfect night for John Woods stays perfect. 35-6 with just a few ticks remaining here in the second quarter of action. We'll keep it here for now and get you to halftime. Then we'll have a few breaks here from some sponsors, see a couple of sneak peeks of some exciting things coming your way on the Play On Sports Network, and analyze some stats that Drew's been keeping for us. Drew's done a phenomenal job keeping stats for us this year, and there's been a lot of facts and numbers going up the last 2 weeks. He's had to, raise his game a little bit. So with 4 seconds left, if there's any return on this kick, will probably be the end of the half. As Woods will tee it up at the 40. Back deep, Bryce Berry at his own 7-yard line, along with Luke Peavy. Woods will pooch this one, low line drive, will bound off Anderson's hands, and finally pounced and fallen on top of by Wes Beasley, the fullback. And we won't have a whole lot of time left. We'll see if we get one last play. Teams look to be heading to the locker rooms at halftime. That'll be it. That's the end of the first half of play. Our score, PCS 35, Copiah 6. We'll take a break and be right back with some halftime facts and figures. You're listening to PCS Football on the Bobcat Sports Network. talk about it. Welcome back. We're here at half. PCS has a 35-6 lead over Copiah. These teams are still at halftime. The band has just finished performing. Pretty good little number there. Nice little pep band they have here at Copiah. Again, we've talked about it. Talked about it again in the Germantown game. It was fun to have that. Adds to the environment. Just a good thing. And maybe PCS might get one together in the future. But again, 35-6. So several scores on the board for PCS. Going up and down the field a good bit. So let's see. Drew's got some numbers and some stats and figures put together for us. Let's kind of look at those and see what the story they tell us. Drew?
Well, the scoring by quarter ended up being, for the first half, PCS had 14 in the first, and Copiah had none. In the second quarter, PCS 21, Copiah 6. So that adds up to your halftime total of 35-6 PCS. And in the first half, PCS not quite the I guess offensive explosion, or I guess yardage wise. This week in the first half, only 191 yards on the ground. The past couple of weeks, we've had over 300 at the half. I think even last week may have been right at 400 at the half. So not quite as much on the yardage front, but 35 points at the half is pretty good. And you have to factor in that Wilson Benton 30-yard pick six, in the second quarter, and that was kind of maybe you hate to say sealed the game when it's the second half, but it's not the second half yet. But that anytime you have a pick six and you're already down 21-0, and somebody gets a pick six on you, it's pretty demoralizing. But anyway, as far as numbers go, individual numbers, Fade Allen would be the leading rusher in the first half. He had 11 carries for 71 yards and a touchdown. Troy Waits got in on the rushing numbers.
We'll call it fake punt.
I guess you can call it a fake punt, which was actually a bad snap, or actually it looked to me that Troy misjudged the snap, and with that allowed a rusher to come up through the line and almost attempt to block the punt, and so Troy just took off running with it, and that it was pretty dangerous because Troy was running out of his own end zone and ended up getting about 19 yards on that carry. It was ended up in a PCS first down, which kept the drive alive, the first drive alive, and PCS went on to score a touchdown that drive. But anyway, Troy had a rush for 19 yards, and Lee Sygrist, only 5 attempts for Lee in the first half with 38 yards. And Lee had a touchdown as well. And Daniel Patterson had a rushing touchdown, Daniel Patterson had 2 attempts for 3 yards. He was sacked on that last drive where we ended up scoring at the end of the first half. But he had two rushes for 3 yards. But he had a rushing touchdown, which resulted in an 8-yard touchdown. QB keeper.
The 8-yard rush and then the 5-yard sack.
Minus
so
5 yards on the sack. Yeah, it gives him a total of 3. So just wanted to point that out because he did have that 8-yard touchdown. QB keeper in the second quarter, or maybe I think that was the first quarter. But anyway, Stephen Jones only had 1 carry for 12 yards, and Hunter Norton got a little bit more action there in the first half. He had 3 rushes and for 38 yards. One of them was a pretty long run of about 30 yards, and that's where he got most of those yards from.
Would have been a touchdown if it not been for that face mask.
Yes, exactly. He was yanked down by the face mask, and it was very, very ugly looking. And we're just thankful he wasn't hurt on that play. And Tyler Young got in on the rushing as well. He ended up with 2 rushes for 10 yards, and no touchdowns there for him though. And that adds up to, I believe, 3 rushing touchdowns total. And because Daniel Patterson had a passing touchdown
to Stephen Jones to cap the half.
And when you add in the Wilson Benton pick 6, that makes it 35. And John Woods connected on all 5 of his attempts on points after. And so John Woods is doing really very good job kicking extra points and doing kickoffs. And Troy Waite's kind of just settling in with punts. But Daniel Patterson, don't want to forget his stats. He had 5 completions on 7 attempts, 72 yards and a touchdown in the
very
first half.
Very efficient, clean half of football.
Yeah, very, very, very efficient on the passing end. And, that's kind of, we've been mixing, we've been balancing things today a little bit tonight. We've been very run-oriented, very heavily, I should say, run-oriented the past few weeks. And maybe a little more balance tonight. Still not quite. But anyway, that's a little more balanced than we have been. And so total yards for PCS in the first half ends up being a total of 263 yards. That's pretty good stats for a first half of football. 35-6, you'd like to see your team come out, put it away real quick like in the third quarter. I mean, it's 35-6 is pretty big lead, but not insurmountable if you don't play hard. So PCS really needs to step on the gas here to start the third quarter, and let's get in some guys that don't get to play as much at the end of the ball game.
Thank you, Drew. And Copiah has come out of the locker room. Just before we get set for our second half, we're going to take a little bit of time here and look at a couple of sponsors that have put this broadcast together and made it all possible for us tonight. First of all, the PCS Booster Club. Again, we would like to say thank you for all your continued support of PCS athletics over the years. All the success your Bobcats have is a direct result of your tireless efforts and sacrifice. If you would like more information on how to get involved with the PCS Booster Club, call the school office and they'll take care of you there. The Paw Print Store. The next time you're out at Bobcat Stadium, stop by the corner of the concession stand, look up, and you'll see the Paw Print sign. Inside, you'll find all things Bobcat, from mugs and T-shirts to spirit wear and car tags. And for your convenience, they're now accepting most major credit cards. The Paw Print is a place to find all your PCS gear for the athletic year. And finally, we want to just ask you if you would like more updates about PCS and kind of what's going on all throughout the season, you can follow us on Twitter. Just go to www.twitter.com/PCS_sports. Sign up for feeds. You can get live scoring updates, news, and information. That's what we're doing here live tonight on Friday night, live tweeting the game because we don't have internet capabilities. You're watching this on a tape delay. So, again, that's www.twitter.com/PCS_sports. Both teams are back onto the field, and we're ready to get this game resumed. Copiah will be kicking to PCS to begin the second half doing the kicking duties. This time will be 70, Doug Straight. No, excuse me, that's 14. I'm sorry. Thomas Robertson. The one kickoff he had in the first half was a little pooch kick that Robbie Broadhead returned. This one a little bit deeper will fall down to, I believe that's Hunter Norton at his own 11-yard line. He'll charge middle now, breaking back side. He's got a little room. He's up across midfield. One man to beats the kicker. He's got him into the 30, the 20, and they're not going to get him. Hunter Norton, 89 yards. My math was incorrect. 89 yards untouched for a special teams touchdown.
Wow. You've been waiting on that, whole year. You've been –
I've been pumping Hunter Norton all year. Just wait. He's going to get a big one. He's going to get a big one. Well, there was his big one right there. 89 yards and not a finger laid on his jersey.
That was beautiful. I mean, there was just no one could catch him. And
did a great job setting up his blocks, weaving and patience there. John Woods adds this one again. Still perfect on the night. Sends this one way back. And PCS ball boys got to understand that that ball is going to go over his head every time.
Yeah, Woods and Waits both kind of they can kick the ball pretty far. But wow, what a way to start the second half.
Absolutely, and I believe with that score, the mercy rule goes into effect. Am I right on that, Drew?
You're right.
Is that 42-6 now? That's the 30.
Yeah, that's
our 35-point margin has been met, and so if we had a scoreboard clock, it would be running, but we don't. So clock will be running. Its time is kept on the field again as the scoreboard seems to be malfunctioning tonight. So we'll see just how quickly this game can get away. And I guess that's kind of a good thing. You know, if your team is looking up and seeing that running clock, kind of puts into their mentality this one's over and done with. But now they have to focus on the game in hand. This will go down to Peavy at his own 1. He fumbles after a big hit. Picking it up, however, is Abraham Handel, and he'll be forced out. He'll be forced out at the 43-yard line, but he stepped out and then continued to run down the sideline where Jonathan Burks dragged him down, and we'll have flags coming in late. I guess they're going to call a late hit personal foul here, but, I mean, Handel was running down the sideline and never let up. Not going to blame Burks on that one. Peavy took that kickoff at his own 1. Was running it back, got hit hard about the 24-yard line. Not sure who hit him, but the ball popped loose right into the hands of Abraham Handel, and he ran with it up 20 more yards. And then the quote-unquote late hit by Burks will tack on 15 more yards.
We've been quite penalized tonight, that's for sure. Some big penalties with holding and personal foul calls. Pass interference a couple times.
Ball be put into play at the PCS 42. So we saw an 89-yard return, and now this one, long kick return, and a penalty will put the ball across midfield. Under center is Ryan Drew. Fakes the handoff, looking to throw into the flat. This one is to Will Smith, and Will Smith will be dropped by Lee Smith. Gain of 4 on the play. So a meeting of the Smiths there.
Can't touch this, huh? And Lee did a good job of bringing him down there. There was really, again, another open field on the left side over there, and another nice open field tackle, this time by Lee.
We'll see some fresh legs. Lee Smith, we mentioned, Dustin Webster, Michael Patterson all in the defensive secondary. Fake the toss. Drew keep it right side. He's hit, stacked up, driven backwards. That's Robert Upton. Robert Upton right there to drive the ball carrier backwards on that play. Loss. Well, he'll give him about a gain of 1.5 yards there. So look like forward progress will give him a slight gain. Good play, though, by Upton. 3rd and 4 for Copiah. Go under center. Berry will split to the near sideline. Martin the far side. Drew rolling, throwing, incomplete, intended for Will Smith. Defending on the play, Robbie Broadhead. And Michael George applying pressure on the quarterback.
Well, 42-6 right here. You got to think Copiah is just going to go ahead and go for it on our side of the field. They don't have anything to lose. But anyway, nice pressure applied to the quarterback there. And he's shown that when he gets pressured, he's pretty inaccurate. And we've forced an interception that resulted in a touchdown. Got to keep putting pressure on him there. He's had a little bit too much time to throw the ball at times tonight.
Maybe those hits from the first half of Micah Griffin are wearing on him. He'll go under center now. Two tight ends, two receivers. Lone back behind him is Sam Stevens. He'll take quick drop, looking, lofted down the sideline, intended for Berry.
Wow.
Jumping up and catching it over Michael Patterson. He just ripped that one out of his hands. Michael had perfect coverage on the play. Again, Berry with that patented two hands in the back offensive move there. Goes up and makes the play.
Well, you notice they keep doing that play to this side of the field on this sideline.
Well, again, Berry is the tallest receiver, about 6'3" or 4. We'll go same formation. Under center is Drew. Toss to Stevens. Cutting back up to the 5 before he's knocked down by Robert Upton and Jace Broom. We'll see some fresh defensive linemen coming in a little bit of heavier package here. We'll see Tyler Henderson, Nicky Neal, and number 65, Hayden Boutwell check in. Also now Preston Austin coming in late. A little meat up front, maybe slow down this attack. They'll go two receivers to each side of the formation, shotgun for Ryan Drew. He'll send a man in motion. That's Berry. He'll fake the toss left, roll back right. He's got Berry crossing underneath for the touchdown. Ryan Drew to Bryce Berry for a 5-yard touchdown pass. Will put Copiah on the board here in the second half. 42-12 now. And you got to think Copiah go for 2, especially after that extra point attempt we saw in the first half. Also being down 42-12. And they will. See the offense come back out onto the field. Same formation, shotgun. Well, it'll be a deep shotgun. Sam Stevens is up right behind the line of scrimmage. So the chance for the handoff is not there. Dylan Martin in speed motion. The ball hits him, and Drew just covers it up. So like a mistimed snap there, or Dylan Martin wasn't expecting the snap to come to him. 2-point conversion, no good. Our score rests at 42-12. Here early in the third quarter. We saw a lot of fresh numbers and jerseys there on the defensive side. Drew, do you expect to see the same thing out of the offense right here?
You would think so. It's hard to say if we'll put Island and Cygris back in up 30 points here in the third quarter, but at the same time, we've got so many good running backs that it doesn't drop off just too much when you take Cygris and Ireland out of the game. Stephen Jones, very good. You got Hunter Norton. You've got Tyler Young. I mean, absolutely. It's a pretty seemingly endless supply of running backs. But you would think that
Coach calls it his stable.
Yeah, you would think we would mix in a little some guys that don't play quite as much.
Robertson will kick it away. Norton and Jones will wait on this one at about the 18-yard line. Again, short kickoff here. That's been kind of the this one is pooched. It'll be fielded by Jonathan Burks at the 21. He'll reverse field goal all the way to the right side, trying to find a lane. He'll be knocked down just across the 30, spotted at the 31. So a 10-yard return there for Jonathan Burks. And we'll see if we get the second team offense here for PCS.
And, one thing, I'm not sure if the clock still runs at this down, because, the deficit is back to just 30 now instead of 35.
And once it hits that mark, it continues to run.
Well,
Robbie Broadhead will be your new quarterback. The backup is in the game. We'll see Young and Henderson, the split outs. Jones is behind. I'm not sure who it is at fullback. We'll get a number in a minute. Again, where our backup fullback, Burks, is down. That's Tyler Henderson running fullback as Jones runs behind him, powering left side. Gain of 3 on the play will be 2nd and 7. the Bobcats here. Sigris will come back in. They'll probably, again, rotate some backs. Again, as Andrew Burks is down, we'll see some other guys get some handles here. Sigris will be the tailback behind Henderson. I doubt we see Henderson get many carries, as he got one last week and fumbled it. Sigris hit initially in the backfield, spins away, and breaks free. He's at midfield. A race to the end zone between he and Barry. He's at the 10, diving is Barry, and Sigris stumbles. I thought he went in. I didn't see him step out. The official says he stepped out at the 2.
No, he did not.
You be the judge.
He did not step out. I had a perfect view of that. He was easily in bounds, and but you know that's another touchdown taken away. But anyway, that doesn't take away the nice run there by Lee.
Someone on the defensive front for Copiah shot the gap, got in close, and hit Sigris just about as he took the handoff, and he was able to spin away, break free, and then run all the way down to the 2-yard line. And I got to believe Coach would let him stay in here and punch this one in. Nope, he'll put Tyler Young behind Sigris now in the eye. They'll give to Sigris at fullback. He's hit, stacked up, and gets nowhere. So those reserves on the offensive line don't seem to be opening up the same holes as the first squad.
You know, something funny, I heard some Copiah fans complaining about us going for 2 there. They thought they thought it was a touchdown as well. And that was just first down. And they got a little mad because they thought we were going for 2.
They will have a timeout, PCS. I see Logan McBride back out with the second team offense now. Good to see him back on the field. He's missed the last couple of games. Had some knee injuries. I think he dislocated a kneecap, but he's got his braces. He's been doing his rehab work with athletic trainer Rusty Hines and doing very well, trying to get back on the field. Started the season as the starter at left tackle, a very, very important position on the offensive front if you pay attention to anything about football. And then Michael Cooper, a senior transfer, took his place when he went down with an injury. And Michael did a great job, enough that he now is the starting left tackle for this Bobcat offensive front. And so Logan now trying to build his conditioning back up, get back in playing shape, as he seems to be dragging a little bit here, not used to being back on the field and having all those pads on. So we'll keep an eye on him and see how he's able to respond here. But in a whole new offensive front, Sigris the only one who's played any signs of offense. Toss right side to Young, trying to speed his way to the edge. Now he stopped, cut, and will be dropped at the line of scrimmage. So Tyler Young gets the toss there, unable to get to the edge and punch it in. It'll be 3rd and goal. Loss of about half a yard on the play.
Too much sideways running there. Kind of got Tyler in trouble.
They'll go quick snap to Sigris, and he'll put the ball on the turf. It's loose, and I believe Copiah will fall on top of it. So you did have the long run from Lee Sigris, but outside of that, I mean, that was on a busted play, really. Outside of that, just a sloppy possession for the Bobcat offense there. It will be a turnover and go to Copiah. 1st and 10 at the 3-yard line. The second turnover of the game, first for PCS. And we'll see quarterback Ryan Drew come back out on the field.
Well, Sigris had a touchdown taken away from him there. I fully believe that. I had a clear view of his foot from up here, and it was at least half a yard in bounds.
Dropping to throw, hit in the end zone and dropped for a safety. See if we get a number on that. That's Michael George with a safety, the rare 2-pointer.
Wow.
It says basketball background coming out there. 2 points from Michael George. 44-12 now. and PCS will get the ball back. So, yeah, we can't put the ball in the end zone from the 2-yard line. Let's just turn it over, get the safety, and then we'll try it again from long range. So Michael George getting action in this ball game as our mercy rule is in effect. A 30-point lead for PCS. He had some pressures from the right defensive end position on Drew last possession. Had a couple of hits on him. This time he breaks free and Drew is unable to get the pass off and gives up the safety. And we'll have the free kick from the 20-yard line. I would actually believe to see a punt here. The punter, Grant Anderson, has gotten a better leg on the ball than kicker Thomas Robertson, but Robertson will come out with a tee and tee this one up. Again, from the 20, so the deep men for PCS, Norton and Jones, are at their own 30, and I would imagine this ball might not cross midfield. Haven't seen a very strong leg from Robertson tonight. It does cross midfield and comes right to the 30, so Hunter Norton will field it there and return it. Last time he touched it was an 89-yard return. Oh, one man grabbed the shoelace and dropped him shy of midfield. So PCS takes over the excellent field position, leading 44-12 in the third quarter tonight. Again, the Bobcats look well on their way to moving to 2-0 in conference play and 5-1 on the season, extending that win streak to 5 games. Hunter Norton will be behind fullback Austin Riles now. And this is a quarterback sneak from Robbie Broadhead, still plunging his way forward. And they'll blow the play dead just shy of the 50. About a 3-yard gain from Broadhead there. So let's don't give that offensive line any chance to miss a block and just push it forward for Broadhead. Gain of 3 on the quarterback keeper, 2nd and 7, and we've got an official's timeout or the end of the quarter. Not sure exactly what it'll be the end of the third quarter. So after 3 quarters of play, PCS leads 44-12 over Division AAA South foe Copiah Academy. We'll take a break. Be right back with more PCS football action on the Bobcat Sports Network. Welcome back to Gallman, Mississippi, campus of Copiah Academy. Your Bobcats lead 44-12 at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Broadhead hands to Norton, left side, charging, spinning, breaking free. He's got the first down across the 40 and out of bounds. Hunter Norton, nice run there for a 15-yard gain. Again, probably Norton's best game of the season. Been in on several defensive plays, getting a lot of carries here on the offensive side, and also had an 89-yard kick return for a touchdown. He'll dot the I behind Austin Riles and Robbie Broadhead. They'll give to Riles up the middle. Riles weaving his way and lowering the shoulder, plunging the ball up to the 35-yard line. Again, Austin, let's see what the roster lists him at. 5'6", generously.
Yeah.
So the shoulders don't get much
generous.
lower. But I'll tell you what, I've coached Austin. He's a tremendous baseball player, tremendous athlete, and the heart beating inside that little man's chest is about 3 times his size. He's got a lot of fight and heart inside him. It takes a lot for a 5'4" or 5'6" as a roster listed to play fullback. Young will get the handoff this time and gain about 2 on the play. We'll bring up, I believe, third down and about 4.
We are seeing some guys that normally don't get as many carries into the ball game tonight. So it's an invaluable experience really for these guys.
Norton now. He'll get it. Cutting back to the right side and being dropped. Grabbed around the ankles and dropped by Sam Stevens.
Right at the first down.
Right at the sticks. Ball, official spotting it at the 29. That's right where the chains are, so that'll be a first down. They'll go ahead and move them. 1st and 10 Bobcats, just outside the red zone. Copiah now making some substitutions as we see Bryce Berry step out, and number 28 playing safety. Don't have a number on the roster. I'm going to venture to guess he is a freshman that is playing, doesn't have a logo on the helmet, so I'm guessing that's a freshman from the JV squad, moved up for injury reasons. Riles gets the carry here, gets about 1.5 yards. That'll be a 2nd and 9 upcoming for PCS in the 4th quarter here. We got a report from the sideline earlier on an injured player as we have an injury here. The injured Colonel is Tristan Patino, big offensive lineman, number 75. But earlier we had 62 Dylan Holloway go down with what would look to be a very serious knee injury. And what we have heard from the sidelines is his knee popped out of place. They were able to reset the knee on the sidelines, and he will obviously be out for the rest of this contest, and will hope to get a brace and return to action next week as they will be in Division II South play.
I don't know, having something pop out of place just seems like it'd be way more painful than a tear. I mean, it seems like when you tear something, it kind of just tears it.
Well, having it pop out of place hurts. Having it put back in place hurts worse.
Yeah, exactly. And that's I hate that for the kid. I mean, this is Copiah's 3rd or 4th guy to go down on it, to an injury tonight. And,
2nd offensive lineman, and with a roster, very thin up front. Only 10 linemen listed on the roster. Any injury at all is vital. And 75, again, that is Tristan Patino will come off. He's limping off. Looks like an ankle injury there. He's walking very gingerly on that right ankle. But, again, under his own power. We already see one Colonel on the sideline on crutches. That's Mason Boone, who's injured in the weeks leading up to this game. So already down 1 lineman, now down 2 after the injury to Holloway, and now the 3rd lineman for the Colonels has gone down. Hunter Norton gets the carry right side. He'll get to the 20 before being wrapped up and dropped by Tyler Deere. But this will be a 3rd and short. Call it 3rd and 1 for PCA. Well, from the spot, looks like it might be enough for a first down, and it is. It'll be a 1st and 10 in the red zone for PCS.
Hunter's doing a nice job. He's running the ball hard. He's breaking tackles, and to me, he's earning time. He's earning playing time for later on in the season.
Tossed left side to Tyler Young, cutting back, trying to get some free ground, and finally, a man catches him from behind, just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. Good run there from Tyler. Probably his best run so far tonight. Gain of about 8 on the play will bring up 2nd and 2. Right here we'll see Cody Rosser check in. Number 4, Robert Upton, number 10, split out to the far side. Rosser will split out to the near side. Norton behind Riles with Broadhead under center. They'll give Norton right side and hit immediately and drops. That's big number 40, Grant Anderson, shooting in from his linebacker position. Drops Norton for no gain. 3rd and 2 now. Again, the MAIS mercy rule is in effect with our score at 44-12, so the clock has been running. Even though the clock is being kept on the field tonight, it is running Young will get it left side, and he will be close to a first down. Not sure where they'll spot it here. I think it'll be about a yard short. Not sure what we'll see here.
First down.
They'll say first and goal. First and goal for PCS. He got just enough for a first down.
Yeah, the head ref came in and signaled go ahead to the chains and knocking on the door here. Can we break 50 or do we even try?
So Young gets the first down. Now Riles gets the carry, cuts back, trying to get to the 5-yard line. He just, I think, got the nose of the ball to the 6-yard line. And then met by a few colonels in there on that play. 52, Tristan Roberts, as well as 22, Sam Stevens, and number 50, Trent Boone. Well, as I look down at the Copiah sideline, I also see number 51 in his streets, Ty Quick. And Ty Quick is one of the better athletes in the entire school as an offensive lineman, defensive end. Riles, left side now, trying to get to the edge. He won't get there, but he drops. When he gets to the 5-yard line, though, short gain will bring 3rd and goal from the 5. I know it may be seen as running the score up, but I'd like to see Broadhead pass it.
I would too. Just to see him get a touchdown pass.
A little quick slant here from Jonathan Burks would be Coach Hawkins calling the play in from the sideline. And they'll give it to Riles, right side. He'll get to the 3, and he'll be dropped. So it'll be 4th and goal from the 3. And
what do you do here? You go for it? I mean, I think you do. I mean, you just run it straight up the middle. If they stop you, you know, it's fine. I mean, I see it as if you kick a field goal, man, you're still scoring points. Calling a timeout, it looks like. Or are they calling the game?
Coach Hawkins is coming all the way across the field, and that'll be the ball game.
Okay.
So you don't do anything here. You load the bus and you go home. So final score, PCS 44, Copiah 12. Again, we don't have any idea about a clock, there's time left, anything like that. We know it was 4th quarter, but that was all. That'll do it for this one. Your Bobcats win 44-12. We thank you for joining us here. Next week, PCS will travel to Jackson Prep. We'll be live bringing you that game, trying to get all the bells and whistles together and bring you a great production. If you can't make it, I encourage you to drive up and see what should be a great ball game. But if you can't, however, you can tune in and find us here at www.pcsk12.tv. You can watch it on your mobile device, at your home computer, however you find free to watch the ball game. We hope you'll join us. For Drew Smith, I'm Nathan Dancy. We're going to sign off early tonight. We got a long drive back home to Hattiesburg, and we thank you for joining us. And again, PCS victorious 44-12 over Copiah.